Hello and welcome back to another video. It feels great to be back after Halloween. We're gonna continue working on our circuit bending pedals. I'm sorry that it's taking me so long. I've been gone for a couple of days. No, a week or more actually by now. Yeah, I think it's 8 days since last video was uploaded when I'm recording this. I'm sorry, I was gonna be back immediately, but I got really sick and I'm still sick. But I am gonna try to do this anyway. I have a warm cup of chocolate to help me push through. But yeah, we're gonna continue circuit bending, and we're gonna take this pedal that I have right here, and we're just gonna continue where we left off. I'll link the first video in the description below, so if you for some reason haven't seen it, you can watch it there. I'm telling you guys, by the way, that I'm sick because I think I still have some of it, and I still feel it a little bit. So if I sound weird, I'm sorry, but I feel like I have to get this done. Otherwise, it's gonna be like a month before next video or something, because I'm just not getting over this, whatever it is I have. But anyway, this is the Behringer. Can't speak. It's the Behringer Overdrive distortion. It has a number as well, so it's OD300. And yeah, I haven't really gotten that many suggestions or people joining in on the whole hacking thing, because that's kind of the reason why I've split this up into more videos, because I was hoping that we could get like some sort of thing going where we are all talking together and we're all finding funny things to do with this pedal together. But yeah, I got some suggestions of things to try out, like adding a voltage divider, I think. Voltage, something voltage. I'm sorry, I can't keep track of anything right now. We'll see if I even manage to do anything, or if I'm just gonna go back to bed. And some ideas that maybe I should try adding some pots. I did buy one of these things off of from Amazon. And it's just because I didn't really have that many pots so that I could try and experiment with values when I did the first video. And so yeah, we'll try. I'm pretty sure that if you look at the first video and you're like, you know, he puts on a switches here and there, but I want pots instead, then you could probably just experiment those points as well. But I don't know. It wasn't necessarily supposed to be so much on what it is I'm actually attaching, more that I'm finding interesting things. Because sometimes that's the way it is. You have to experiment. And yeah, I was just trying to find points on the board for attachments. I wasn't necessarily looking for exactly the right thing to put there, you know. Like if I wanted a button to press, a momentary switch, or if I wanted, you know, a toggle switch or something. And it was all just adding things for the sake of adding things. Eventually we'll put this into a box and actually like finalize it, and then we'll really talk about what it is we're adding, or at least that was the point. I don't know. My idea was to have like 1 or 2 videos so that we could go back and forth and talk to each other and then end it. But I don't know. The back and forth thing isn't really happening. So, but anyway, that's enough rambling. Let's switch camera angle and get into it and just see what happens. And if we find something cool, we find something cool. If we don't find anything cool, then, you know, then maybe we'll put it into a box or something. We'll see what happens. We'll just see what happens. I don't know what I'm gonna do because I haven't done it yet. So I might make a bomb. All right, so here we have it. Let's take a look. Okay, before we start, there's one more thing that I want to quickly go over that maybe I should have gone over before I switched camera angle. But I have the amp behind me. It's about a meter away. I don't know, something like that. Give or take. And I'm not doing like a sound demo here. I'm not trying to record something that is like sounds like it would, you know, do on a record, or if I was trying to like demo this pedal and give you like what I think it really sounds like or something. I'm just poking around in a circuit trying to have a little bit of fun. And I feel like some people maybe misunderstood that a little bit, the way that they analyzed what was happening. I'm playing the amp at a really low volume, like as low as I can get it to be, where I can still hear things myself in the room. And the reason why is because sometimes, you know, you poke at something and you get a pop or something like that, and I don't want to, you know, like destroy my hearing any more than I've already done throughout all the crazy things I've done over the years. So I'm trying to keep volume as low as I can, and that means that you hear the sound coming to the microphone, because the microphone is just here. There you can see it a little bit, and then there's a meter of air in between, and it is creating a situation that isn't optimal. But the alternative would be me having to mic everything up, and I don't think it would mean that much or help. But I am going to record a proper demo of this once we're actually done with it, and I'll hopefully not have any weird crazy things that I feel are like, because obviously I want weird and crazy things in this, but I don't want anything that is like dangerous to my hearing. So hopefully I'll work those kinks out by then. Because I don't feel like any of these are things that are like that bad. So I just wanted to say that because I felt like some people were like, the sound's weird, and when I'm playing the guitar, because if I play the guitar, then the strings from the guitar, like acoustically, are closer to the microphone than the amp is. And so you're getting this weird situation where you can hear both of those together, and it might cause there to be an element of phase issues that makes things sound out of tune. And it's just because this is not how you record things, and this is not how you hear things. I just want to get that out of the way. Here I have a loop pedal, which if you've seen the other videos, you already know about. Hopefully there is still a loop on it. Let's see what happens. So that's the volume on the amp right now, and it's like a 15 watt amp. It's a little Fender practice amp thing. If you've been around, you've seen it before. I'm just gonna load this. It's like a hair past 1. Like it's like if you think of like a printed one, it has like a little tab thing. You know, it looks almost like a tiny little 7. It's just a hair past that little overhead top thing. So the volume is really, really low. And obviously I can control it a little bit here. But this is max on the pedal, and it's really not that loud. I'm gonna keep it around here somewhere, and then experiment with the pedal. So if we turn this on, and I actually lowered it a little bit more now, because yeah. So let's see what happens if we press this. Yeah, and for example there, I feel like the volume is getting lower again. Like it's more bassy, gurgly, whatever you want to call the sound, but it is lower. It's not, you know, adding volume. Because if it was adding volume, then we would have an issue where it's like if you're playing in a really loud area, or you're playing really loud and then you press that thing, and then people are just like, my ears, I can't, and then they fall to the ground and their heads explode and there's blood everywhere, you know? We don't want that, or at least not all the time. Okay, let's press this one. So, like, this is turning this overdrive distortion thing into like a fuzz. And I think this sounds really cool. But it's not changing the volume. The volume is at least roughly, I mean, maybe I could get out a meter and actually measure it, but in my own hearing in the room, I don't hear a massive jump in volume in either way. So that one is good. And then we have the last one over here. Which is basically like a nicer version of this. You know, like it's less, but it's basically the same. This one is one of those mods. Oh, you can't even see it. I'm out of frame. This one is the one I was switching. I hope you can hear that there is a difference. So it's like just adding in a little bit of fuzziness to the sound. This is one of those that this is probably what I'm going to use most of the mods that I've found so far. And this, for example, it might show up sometimes. This could maybe be cool on a bass where you're playing more note things. Maybe I need to bring out the bass when I do the demo for this. We'll see. Okay, so we turn this around just like this. Move this cup out of the way, or at least over here. Okay, let's see here. And here I have my prong thing. And all I have to do basically is I have to just touch things. So for example, right here we have a little thing, and here we have a thing. Like there's that's a big jump in volume. So maybe we'll start up the soldering iron. I always forget something. Let's see if we can find those two again. Yeah, maybe we'll try adding a pot there, for example. So, because that means that we can control it. So let's open this box up. Let's see what this is. This is the thing I bought. I don't know if I can recommend it because I have never used it. But let's take a 10K. I feel like that's a good middle ground. I think the highest I got in this is a 500K. You can see the numbering written on them. I feel like if a 10K feels bad or like it doesn't do anything, then maybe we'll either go higher or lower, and we'll see what happens depending on how it reacts. So yeah, here we have that. Let me just get some wire. Okay, so here we have the pot, and it doesn't really matter how you do this in a sort of, I mean it does matter because this is a control, obviously, for your guitar. I mean, your pedal. I'm gonna lower the volume on this a little bit more because it's actually kind of annoying. I really didn't feel like playing guitar today because I'm too sick. I hope you can see it. There it is anyway. It doesn't matter which two legs you use, but if you use these two legs that I'm gonna use, then it will feel like you're getting more and not less when you're moving it, you know, because we're as guitar players, or whatever you want to call us, we usually turning the knob that way means more, and so that's why I'm using these. But this will technically work using the other ones. I mean, if you're using that one instead of that one, you have to use the middle leg because you're rolling the pot into the middle leg. You're either rolling that leg into the middle pot leg and then rolling that one out from the middle leg, or you're rolling that one into the middle leg and rolling that one out. Yeah, I hope you understand what I mean. I probably could explain that better if I tried. So yeah, okay. Where are we attaching these? I think it was here. I think I may have misunderstood myself. I mean, this is very fun. So, at least there is that. But I am... I'm a little confused. I mean, I might have to add a switch. Yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can get that wire there too. There we go. I hope that's gonna hold up. Okay, so that one there is, it's Se24 right there, and this one over here is T6, and it's the upper corner leg. It's 3 legs, sort of like a little V or whatever you want to call it, and the upper corner on the side where there are 2 legs. Upper from the battery, if you. So I'm gonna add this here, or at least try to, and then I'm gonna unsolder it here, like so, and I'm gonna get another piece of wire, and I'm gonna also get a battery, because this battery is dying, I see now. I was rambling too much. Is this enough wire? I think this might be enough wire, yeah. One of the rules that I have for myself in this series of pedals that I'm doing now, the Behringer pedals, is that I'm not doing any mods that are taking away the original. We are gonna look at some other pedals at some other points where I'm feeling like once we're done with the mods to it and the circuit bending to them, we will have something completely new that doesn't even resemble or reminds us of what we had before. But I don't want to start out there. I want to work ourselves up to a place where we're doing that sort of things. So if you're feeling like I'm doing something that isn't funny enough, or like that isn't enough, just please try to keep that in mind, that my goal for these videos are changing the pedals, but not so much that it's like unrecognizable, because the point is that they are modded and that they are like fun to play with and mess with, but that technically the circuit is still able to be the original one. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing so many switches and stuff, because to me that's important for this build. But you obviously can go crazy and just attach a bunch of weird wires and make like crazy sounds and just have an awesome time. And we might come back. I was thinking of other pedals, not necessarily Behringer pedals for that, but we might look at some Behringer pedals and see how much we can mess those up as well. But anyway, so now I have a jumper between the pot and the spot on the board, which I hope you can see. It's a little bit clunky and messy right now. So if I and that jumper goes into a switch, so I thought that was fun. Let's continue. Okay, so I found another place. I'm gonna lower the volume because this is gonna this is like the point of what I was trying to say earlier. And I know I'm beating a dead horse or whatever it's called. Some of you really understand what I mean and some of you don't, but it's one thing when YouTube has compressed everything and it's another thing being in the room, you know? But I found a point here and I've made this little thing here. It's just a pot with 2 wires. And if you want to know, it's a 50K. And I just randomly took that because I thought, you know, better be on the safe side than the gargoyle side, I don't know. But I found a point here that I kind of like the sound, but it's way too loud. It's unusable. Let's see if I can find it again. It's here somewhere. Maybe the volume is too low. Wait, I'll use this one. Just because the wires are too fiddly. There we have it. It's like making your guitar sound like a Tesla coil. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this pot in there and then measure the pot when I found a volume where I think it's usable. So I'm using the pot not to be a controller, but to help me. So I'm pretty sure it was there. Let's see if I can get a wire in there. And that is C19, I think it says. Yeah, I think it says 19. It's either C19 or C9, and it's just a very weird symbol because it looks a little wonky. Okay. And now if I move this pot away, let's see. It's not doing what I want. Okay. Okay, so that is troublesome because I kind of like the sound, but that pot, when I could hear it, when I moved it to the point where I could actually get some sort of sound, I either have the pedal dead, not working at all, or it's too loud. But I'm gonna measure it anyway and see what happens, because sometimes putting a pot there messes with it anyway. So this is a 50K pot. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. If I put a prong between these two legs, I should get a value, which is a 6.3K. So let's see if we can find something like a 6K. I have a box like this, and in this I have, I'm not going to say every value because there could be something else. Here we have a 6.2, and since I found it fairly quickly, we're just going to go with that. That didn't work. Let's see what happens if we put this parallel with the resistor. No. Let's see if I can get rid of these 2 wires. There we go, and I'll reuse those for our next place. So yeah, let's get these prongs and start poking. Okay, so I found a place where I could put this 50K pot and have a little bit of fun. And it works like a switch. You can just blend in how much you want and it doesn't affect the effect. So you don't need to add a switch in between. So let's see here. It's C27 right here and R20. It might say R28, but if you look real closely here, you can see it's this row. So it's like right there on the 3rd little tab right on the upper here to the last tab right there. And I just have this pot here, and if I turn it, you'll start to hear this sort of weird clunky sound. I don't know if this is something that is fun, but it is different. I don't think there's any pedal that has this. It's almost like a little bit of like some sort of like ring modulator thing without the I mean, like, it's the ring of a ring modulator without the modulator or something. It sounds like some sort of tin can rattling. I don't actually know if that is useful. It might just be completely stupid. But yeah, it was a better place. I first tried it up here instead of the R28, I think it says. I first tried this one, C22, but I couldn't control the volume no matter what I did. So that one it's not as fun, but it is something they can actually use. So let's just continue and see if we find something else that is fun. This is fun. No, I'm joking. Okay, so here is the next experiment. I have this little switch here that I've added. I bought some new switches because I have this switch and it doesn't have a way to be mounted really. It's supposed to be mounted to a circuit board and then your circuit board is mounted, but you know, not wires hanging loose like this. You need something like this that you can actually screw into the enclosure. So we're gonna replace this switch with this switch in a bit, but I also bought these little tinier switches. Oh, touching something. And I've added this in so that I can get this weird crazy sound when I press it down. And I want to experiment with maybe making this into something that is maybe a little synthy. So first off, this goes from R12 through the switch to R33. Yeah, so there you have it, R12, R33. And you get this little beep. But if I unsolder this connection here, and I add this pot here instead, and I took a 100k, and the reason why I took a 100k is because I feel like I've done a 10k, I've done a 50k, next up is a 100k. And then we add this here. Let's see if we can do that without burning ourselves. Nope, there we go. Not the prettiest. But then we could have these two together, and we can go like... It's not very usable at the moment because it's hard to move the pot and press the switch. But once it's in an enclosure and everything is in its place, that won't be a problem. And that's a funny thing we can do where we're like, we have a pot and we have a switch and we're sort of pressing in a rhythm or you know, we can press this to the sound of the beat, you know, if you have a drummer going like boom, chicka baka bam, boom, chicka bam, you can go. And then as you're doing that, you're also turning this pot. Let's just quickly do something about this. And then pre-tin this switch as well. Or tin the switch, as some of you say. I just think, I mean, like, I want to create this sort of like a monster pedal, you know? If you think of the thumbnail to the video. Yeah, there we have it. And I'm going to have to unsolder this one when I do actually attach it. Okay, let's take a quick break here and just look how many controls have we added to this, just so that we are, you know, keeping track. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 original controls, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, this is becoming a mess. Are we done with this pedal or are we not done with this pedal? I mean, I feel like I can sit here and just tinker and find points together, you know, in between everything. And we haven't even gotten really that deep into like adding things, which, I mean, adding things is, I feel like, is not really in the spirit of circuit bending. So we might be deviating from the whole thing if we do that. But yeah, I don't know. How long have we been here? Have we been here long enough to call it a video? Let's poke a little bit more, maybe. Wait, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a pretty good number. Is that enough for this pedal? I mean, the issue is that we could really be sitting here forever. We could do this controller again, but with this thing here. What was it? Was it this? Yeah, you see, like, I mean, at some point it stops being a pedal. I'm gonna take a break and just think about this for a while, and I'll be right back, and we'll either be on the other camera view or we'll still be here. I don't know. A part of me is like, I really want to go crazy, but another part of me is like, whew, like, do I want to still be working on this next year, or do I want to move on to the next pedal and actually finish, building something this year? Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, so I decided that we should at least have one more thing going on in this pedal, and so I picked up a little buck converter. They look like this. Basically, they let you change the voltage of something. So for example, if you have a little circuit that you want to change, maybe you want to plug in a 9-volt battery, but you know that you're supposed to give the thing 4 volt, then you can get one of these and put that in between. This is a DC to DC. You can find AC to DC and AC to AC, and so you need to pick something that works for whatever you're doing. We're working on pedals, so DC to DC. And this one has a little trim pot that I have replaced with a bigger pot. This is a 10K pot, if it wants to focus. And what it will do is let me just move this pot around on the top of the enclosure and change how much is going in to the pedal. So if we want to, we can starve it. If you don't know about the whole starving pedals, it's actually a fuzz pedal thing, but you can actually do it on anything. But basically the idea is, if you have a pedal, and I'm gonna have to unplug this for this last mod, but since we're done with this one, I think we might as well unplug it all. You can make weird sounds happen and have fun experimenting with starving a fuzz pedal, and there are some people saying like, playing your fuzz pedal with a dying battery makes it sound better and things like that. That's a old back in the day sort of talk. It's back in the 60s or 70s or whatever, when people were like pre-dyeing their batteries. You don't have to do that. You don't have to pre-dye your battery like you're from the Stone Age. You can just buy a little thing that allows you to. On the power, center is minus. Okay, let's figure this out then. Center is minus. We can figure that out super easy, or at least I hope we can. Take a multimeter, put it to continuity, and I'm pretty sure it's this one, right? Yeah. Oh, it's that one. Okay. Center is minus, which means this one. Come on, so meld together. I'm probably not even in frame. God damn it. Do you see that? Center is minus. That's the leg. Okay. And then we have an inner tab thing. Oh, add that there then. See how... do I... Never mind. It's a goddamn mess. There we go. I hope that melted together. Yeah. Okay. Good. And we'll just replace this battery holder thing with the jack. Then let's see what happens if we plug this in. There we go. Okay, here we have the pedal. Okay, I don't know why that was so hard, but there we have the pedal. And if I start starving it, it should start sounding crazy. And the 10K pot is actually too much. I don't have a 5K pot right now, So at some point maybe, if I can be bothered, I might change it up. But now we're pretty there. We're starving it a lot. We can start moving things. And if we unstarve it a little bit, maybe. Oh, we turned it off with the voltage. Yeah, well, anyway. Well, there you have it. Look at this. It looks like a monster already. Like, look at it. It's like, oh, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna. Sorry, I shouldn't be making voices. My throat really hurts. Apparently, you know, going to parties and shouting and doing all that Halloween stuff while also recording a Halloween video where you're making a bunch of weird noises and voices is not a good idea, and it's not good for your throat. Who would have known? But anyway, I honestly feel like I could sit here forever and do this and just poke around and add buttons and switches and potentiometers and things like that. And we have added potentiometers now to this. But I honestly feel like, how many things do we actually want to? I also need to take a look at this LED because I do want an LED to turn on when the pedal goes from bypass to on. We are going to add a true bypass switch to this. Or I mean, it's still going to be buffered, but we'll add one of those kinds of bigger switches to this when we put it into an enclosure. So next time you see this pedal, we'll just put it into a pedal enclosure. We'll do all of that, and we'll leave it for now. I feel like, because I don't think we need to do more to this circuit at the moment, at least, unless you guys are writing a bunch of comments below and you're like, no, we have to do this and this and this. Which case, which will be then, we'll see. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna jump over to the next pedal, but that's gonna be its own video. So yeah. I'll see you guys hopefully in that one. I hope you guys are still finding these circuit bending Behringer pedal videos fun. The first one, actually, I think it was the second one, got a lot of views real quickly, like 100 likes or something in the first 24 hours or something like that. It was crazy. I honestly got a little blown away from it. I don't expect that for the rest of the videos now. I don't actually know what happened. I have no idea. But yeah, I'm going to try to get all 4 of these videos filmed pretty quickly, doing basically what I did in this one, so that you can get all of those 4 pretty soon. And then the next time we come back to these, I'll put them all in a box and I'll do a proper demo, miking up an amp and all of that, so that you can hear all of the mods and everything at the end of that video. I don't really feel like playing guitar at the moment. I'm still feeling a little bit sick, but hopefully whatever it is I have right now will be over by then. It's kind of crazy. I feel like I've been sick for like more than 2 weeks now. Probably closer to 3. Just something in my throat that just doesn't... it doesn't matter. No, you don't want to hear about that. Anyway, I'm gonna go. You're gonna go. I'm gonna start recording the next video, and I'm also gonna make myself a cup of tea in between. So yeah, Thanks so much for watching. I hope you are having fun and being inspired and that this is something. If this is not exactly what you wanted, please keep in mind that I have a couple of other ideas for circuit bending things that we're gonna like try to approach it from a different angle. So look forward to those pedal videos. As soon as I'm able to do them, I'll do them, and I might actually even make one of them in between, like make these 4 videos now and then take a break from the Behringer pedals, do one of the other ones, and then come back to the Behringer pedals and do the whole rehousing. We'll see, but I'm gonna go. Yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and thanks so much for all the likes and all the support and all of that. It's really crazy. As of recording this, we're approaching 4,000, which is crazy. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to press the subscribe button. Anyway, I'm gonna go, which is something I've said 12 times now. I'm sorry, this ending is a mess of a rant, but it's gonna have to be that way because I don't want to edit. Anyway, sorry. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, don't forget to stay awesome and cool, and go and circuit bend some pedal. If you want to do what I do here with the Behringers, you can follow along. I hope I told you all the little bendy places and the numbers. My head is a little foggy right now, so I don't know what I'm saying. So yeah, do that. Just mess around in them and see if you find something cool. And you can add resistors and pots, and you can make sure you get them secondhand and get a good deal, because we don't want to support evil companies if we don't have to. Which, I mean, sometimes we do have to. But there is always someone selling a Behringer pedal, you know, for $5 or something like that. And buy that one. Do that. Especially if you're gonna like mess around in it and potentially fry it. I'm gonna go. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.